ready to tell us about his favorite space shuttle experience. I know, it's like everyone likes the space shuttle. Can you believe it?
Amazing.
John, welcome to Spacevidcast. Oh, we have video this time.
Oh. Well, hello there. I don't know if you can...
So, John, what would be your favorite space shuttle moment?
The beer party we had for the first space shuttle, when that went up. We were watching it in college, and it was nice and hot and a good day for that. And we ended up having a great time, just all of us really hooting and hollering together back then in our black and white dorm room TVs.
So you mean STS-1?
STS-1. Yeah. I'm an old fart, but, you know, I got to see a lot of space flights. The first one I ever saw on TV was the Mercury flight back in kindergarten.
Oh, wow. So you saw all of it. I mean, you've been there through the whole thing, Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, Space Shuttle, and then private.
So I guess the real question is, what's your favorite launch overall?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got to say Apollo 11. Followed that one. I still have the newspaper clippings from that one. Stayed up really late as a 10-year-old to watch them on our 13-inch black and white television.
I don't. Wow. And
yes, you guys are young.
You still see pictures, you're kind of meh. Can you describe what it was like during the Apollo era? I mean, what was the mentality for space like then versus now?
Us against the Russians was a big deal. Let's see. We had Nixon as president, which kind of marred the whole thing back then. Don't mind me. I'm just going but we had Humphrey was still alive. He was down there just excited watching it. He got interviewed by Walter Cronkite, and Gene Cernan was on. Just a really interesting time of a real bit of national pride back then. A lot of flags, and things have changed quite a bit. Lots and lots.
Has it changed for the better, for the worse, or neither?
In my opinion, they should have had something for, as far as a prototype exploration vehicle that NASA does so well for human space flight, while the, I won't say mundane, but the day-to-day shuttle launches or payloads could go up with SpaceX and getting out the commercial aspects on that line. But as far as like cutting edge technology, I mean, I can't, heck, I'm disabled. I use a lot of stuff around the house that I would not have been able to get out and do if it hadn't been for human experiences in space flight experiments.
Can you, for example, what?
Well, even the type of metal my cane is made out of. It's a lightweight metal, but it's very strong. A CPAP machine is based upon their experiments with perfusion, actually pumping air into the lungs as opposed to just respirating normally, so that that the lungs are always in contact with oxygenated air. That makes a difference while you're sleeping.
And this came from space-age technology or technology from space?
The experiments were, the first experiments were done with, I think it was a spin-off from the masks that they used during a fire emergency.
They do similar things now with aviation. They have forced oxygen breathing for high altitude. So that would make sense that that's where it came from NASA and high altitude breathing.
So this is another one of those situations where you don't see what space flight is going to get you. You don't understand up front what science and technology is going to do, but down the road you get some life-saving technology out of it that maybe you otherwise wouldn't have thought of, or maybe you would have thought of it, but it would have taken you 10, 20, 30 more years. And how many more lives is that you've saved in that amount of time?
Right.
Well, even the switch from IV tubes, from the old rubber IV tubes to the types of plastic they use for the ones that you have in the hospitals now, going to plastic IV bags even.
Can you just, you said you were watching STS-1. Can you describe a little bit the difference between, say, what you experienced on STS-1, you know, kind of how that's going, and I would like to compare it to STS-135, the last one, but it hasn't done anything yet. So let's compare it to, say, STS-134. So can you compare, was there an experience difference there? Was there a feeling difference there? How would you compare the two launches?
Okay. For example, the first launch I ever saw of the shuttle, STS-1, was on a 13-inch black and white television. And the experience now is I'm watching it in high definition on the computer on a 17-inch screen laptop.
Your screens haven't gotten much larger, I've noticed.
But your resolution has.
But the quality is a lot better. I mean, yeah, I could, I hook this up and then I project it onto the ceiling sometimes too. So yeah, a little geek stuff going on there.
But beyond the actual technology, what about the feeling of the flight, right? Because every flight kind of has an aura around it. If I don't know how else to describe that. STS-1
would be a sense of wonder of, my, that's a big rocket, but not as big as Saturn V. And what are we going to do with it? And then at the end, it's kind of like, wait a minute, don't scrap it yet. We still got lots of ISS stuff to do with that thing. You know, we've got plenty of real estate to expand into up there. Why not use it?
So, John, before we let you go, any final comments to give people who are, like we've been saying for a good chunk of the night, kind of passive space geeks, and push them into the active space geek arena?
Oh, get on Epic. I'll plug that. Spacevidcast Epic. You get all the little tidbits, and then you get all the links. They go here, they go there. You end up getting lost into the encyclopedia of space universe by using Epic. You get some of the best pictures that way.
John, did they pay you to come on and say that?
No.
He's from Minnesota? He's not from Minnesota, no.
AT&T, did they pay them for the Telsats?
So yeah, you're at St. Paul, Minnesota, right? If that's the case, we should hook up for, because Spacevidcast Studios are actually located in Minneapolis, St. Paul. So if that's the case, tweet us sometime. We'll hook up. Well, you can either come up to the studio for a show sometime, or we love to hang out with you and just have a drink, have a beer some night, just talk about space and general geekery. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I tried getting there one time, but I realized it's an hour from my place to your area. Then from your area up to the studio is another hour. It's going to be an interesting drive.
Yeah, that's pretty much what our drive is like too, just so you know. It's only 1 hour for us, but yeah, absolutely. Hey, John, I wanted to thank you very much for coming on the program and sharing your very insightful experiences of not just the Space Shuttle program, but the Apollo program as well, and how all of that kind of relates and why space is important. Thank you. That was awesome.
Well, thank you. And see you guys soon. I'll still be watching until I crash out here, so take care.
Well, you're not crashing for another 8 hours and 15 minutes or so. That's how long you have to stay awake for. 8 hours and 15 minutes. So, and that is how long we're away. Some people are getting a little bit confused by some of the graphics at the bottom of the screen. So let's clarify the status of the orbiter right now.